What is up, Found It? It's a happy Friday. You see this? It says Lounge of Sound. You are at the right place and at the right time. How do we know? Because you are right here. So go get your favorite snack, go get your favorite drink, and we're going to be right back with our special guest, Anderson Blenman. But in the meantime, while you're getting ready for all the festivities for a happy Friday, every other Friday, where we go on Sonic Safari, guess what? We're going to ease into Friday with a little neo soul. Shirley. It's another happy Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, founders of all sizes and ages, men, women, welcome to another episode of the Lounge of Sound. Today's special is called Skin and Bones. As you can see right below me, there's a bunch of details right there. And we have a special guest. He has a show of his own, and we're going to let Anderson Blenman tell us all about that. We're going to, with just a little bit of technology, we're going to call him right here. There he is. Round of applause to Anderson Blenman, my good buddy. He's a new friend, but it feels like we've known each other forever, right?
Long time.
We go way back to where? How did we meet? Do you remember that?
I first saw you on Kingdom Singers. The first Kingdom Singers, maybe that's 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe 2 years ago, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so we're a revolving cast. I'd like to say revolving because they're bringing people from all around the world. We've had people as far as Africa. Am I right?
Yes. Yep.
Africa. What part of was it? Angola or where was it?
I don't remember exactly where she was, but I remember she was in Africa.
Beautiful voice.
Yeah, there was a family from Japan on the last.
Right.
Sent a recording from Japan, so yeah.
Incredible.
All over.
They were beautiful, and you are visiting us all the way. I'm on the west coast of, of the United States, but you are way over on the east coast. Past that, you are in
Barbados.
And I hear a beautiful little accent there of yours, and maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, well, that's we have our accent here all through the Caribbean.
That's
you
nice.
can tell. All the different islands of the Caribbean by the accent. Like I can tell a Jamaican if I hear him speak.
Right.
A Trinidadian, Barbadian, Guyanese. Yeah. So we have our own little accents.
Kathy Howard says, "Can you turn up your volume, Anderson?" Okay, so maybe his voice gets louder when he sings, and so maybe if we can just have you lean into the mic, either that or right. I'm going to bring my mic down so we can.
I can raise my mic a bit.
Okay. Well, thank you. Kathy Howard is our resident ASL interpreter, and she knows a thing or two about accents and voices and all that. She has to be the eyes and ears for, or ears at least for the folks that are non-hearing. And so we've got interpreters of different kinds here on the show. That's wonderful, and we've all heard of you. So on Kingdom Singers, you do something interesting. So you mainly write your original songs, correct?
Yes. I've been actually writing my own songs for maybe since the late 90s, and I prefer to do originals.
Mm-hmm. And why is that? What is your why is that your? How do you? Would you call it your calling? Because that is your specialty or your niche. What do you call it? Niche.
I don't know. I don't know if it's a calling but I always like to write. I've always liked to write, and I found like poetry easy to write. And I don't know. I guess the first time I started to write, I just really enjoyed it. I liked it. And I just continued, and sometimes some songs would come to you like flooding in, or sometimes a song might take a little while to develop, but I just enjoy the process of writing, really do.
That's wonderful. So do you remember how? Because I've got my own little theory. Most people, they really get in touch with their own music when they're about 12 or 13, which is that they're becoming adolescents. How old were you when music really touched your soul and you're like, this is me. This is what I am?
That's a good question. I grew up around music, though. My dad always had a great music collection. He's a big Nat Cole fan, that kind of style. Wonderful so I grew up hearing that. And then I have an older brother. He's deceased now, but he wanted to be a radio DJ. So he would be bringing home albums all the time. So I always heard music, but I could say, like you said, my early teens is when I started to really get my mind as to what kind of music I really like and what I want to listen to and what I want to go after. So yeah, I'd say that from early mid-teens.
Okay, early to mid teen. So I'm kind of so far I've been, I don't know. I don't want to say I'm completely right, but I'm in the
Yeah,
ballpark.
yeah, you are. I'd say you are.
80% of the, yeah. I
Yeah,
think it's because that's, we have a lot of influences, our brothers
yeah.
and our, or our siblings, our parents, school, all that, and then it just eventually something calls out to. What was it for you that was like that trigger, that
That trigger.
instigator? Yeah,
Um,
is that the right?
I
Is that the
think
right word?
I think like I said, I've always liked music, always heard great music. But I think when I in my late teens, early 20s, when I discovered jazz, that's when it all changed, because then I wanted to play it. Then I wanted to be involved, because to hear someone with so good at an instrument, that was, for me, that was it.
Right. Yeah, that I think that's when you're young, like when I was cutting my teeth on the guitar, and you've got, I think you have a little extra time, and so you're just getting to know it, and you want to carry it everywhere. For you, what was that instrument that spoke to you first?
Piano, piano,
Really?
always, yeah, piano. Um, Actually, you know what? I've thought about this. When I was very young, there was a brother who used to pick me up, took me under his wing, because my dad, at the point, my dad was not in the truth.
Hmm.
So this brother would pick me up and take me in field service. I maybe like 5 or 6 years old, and he would go on Bible studies, and he would always end up at this an old sister's home, and she would give us like tea, and she had a piano at her house. And I always remember sitting down, just couldn't really play, but just tinkering with it. And I don't know, maybe that is where it started, because later on, especially as again, like I started to listen to a lot of jazz, I
Hmm.
found myself very
Interesting.
drawn to a lot of piano players.
Wow. So the early, were there any specific influences?
Yes, for sure. Bob James. I love Bob
Oh, I
James.
love Bob
I
James.
love Bob James, man.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
that's yeah. My first
If you
CD. My
shake it.
my, my first CD was Bob James Earl Clue Cool, man. And
Oh, I
then
love that
yeah,
album.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then from there, I collected a lot of Bob James. Then I got a little bit into Joe Sample, like Joe Sample as well,
Right.
and I got the privilege of seeing both of them live, which was great. Um, and then I kind of like the fusion, Herbie Hancock, the fusion he did. I also like Jeff Lorber a lot. Like Jeff Lorber.
Those are not shabby influences. I loved it, and especially see I think we would have been good pals when we were younger because I'm thinking we're close to the same age because you look really really young. I'm like patting myself in the back. Um,
I'm not
I'm
sure
trying to
about
make
that.
myself feel better. No, you do look really young, and I hope I do too.
I was
But
born in the mid '60s, so
oh,
let me
there you
just
go.
put it out
See,
there. Put
well,
it out there. Yeah.
I'm kind of there. Anyway, I loved Earl Clue, and I grew up listening to Earl Clue, Lee Ritenour,
Yeah.
Dave,
Lee Ritenour, you said?
Lee Ritenour and
Okay.
Earl Clue. But I love like Harlequin and stuff like that. I love Bob
Oh yes.
James,
Oh
Grand
yes.
Piano Canyon,
Oh
David
yeah.
Sanborn,
Great
all
album.
those guys.
Great album. Ah, great album.
Fantastic guys. So my point was that those are all, even Herbie Hancock. What I liked about them is they were, one, they were very percussive, and two, they were very melodic, and then three,
Yes.
they're
Yes.
harmonically very. Oh, it was beautiful.
Yes.
What was it
Yes.
about them that appealed to you?
Good question. Bob James, like, you get these keyboard players that would, be really fast and a lot of riffs and runs all over the place. For Bob James, I like how he built his solos. It was like a progression that you could follow him, and it was like he's telling a story
Right.
through his solos. I always like that. You would start fairly simple, and then he would build and build, and you just be
Right.
going along with him, and it's very melodic,
Yeah. But at the same time, percussive. It
very
had a lot
percussive,
of
very
groove.
percussive. Yep, very much so. Yeah, and it's not a surprise then that he is the one of the most sampled uh, artists in the world. A lot of hip hop artists, rap artists, have sampled his music.
Him and Joe Sample, boom, boom.
Well, Bob James,
Bob James, and yeah, yeah.
yeah, and Joe Sample. But Bob James very, because it's such so many nice percussive grooves and melodies he plays. Really good stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. I just loved. Yeah, people like Dave Grusin and
Dave
Bob
Grusin, another
James
good
and
one. Another good one.
Joe
Another good one.
Sample, Herbie Hancock, Oscar Peterson. Now, so you said it wasn't the outright virtuosity that grabbed
No,
your.
no, no, it wasn't.
It was more like the grooves and all that. So
Yeah,
like
it was the melody.
so do you think if we hear a track from your music, your original music, do you think we would be able to hear that? Maybe found it maybe when he showed us something. Maybe
I
I
don't
wonder.
know.
I
I don't
wonder.
know. I don't know. I don't know. I'll say this. I always paid a lot of attention to melody. That's the one thing I took from Bob James. He's very melodic, so I always try to make my songs as melodic as possible.
Awesome. That's awesome. So finish this sentence. I'm curious to hear how you're going to finish this. If melody is queen, what is king for you?
Ooh, oh man. If melody is queen, what is king? I would say message.
Ooh, I like
Message
that
is
one.
king. Message, because the message really dictates the melody. What would like I say, with every song, whether instrumental or lyric, you're trying to say something. And if you really want to make good music, you'd always think about your message and try to get the melody to match that message. So I'd say, yeah, I'd say, like some for me, when I'm writing a song, um, the melody, the chord progressions and everything has to fit the what the message is trying to say. If it's dark, try to get the notes dark, or if it's transitioning throughout the song, that's what I try to go for. So message would be the king.
I like that. Okay, that's a first. And I
Okay.
think I'm going to have to ask different people that come on. There's certain questions that are kind of cookie cutter, but then there's certain questions that are there's so much room for interpretation, so much light
Yeah,
and
yeah,
shade to
yeah,
music.
yeah,
So Shirley says, I think the melody is the heart of the music. Would you agree
yeah,
with that?
yeah, yeah. Absolutely,
The
absolutely.
found, I think the found it's fascinating to me how much insight there is when we look at the chat. By
Yeah,
the way, guys, I hope you guys understand that this show is for the chat. It's not for
yeah.
us. It's for you guys. It's a way of paying gratitude. How grateful are you to the listener?
Oh man, that's everything. I mean, if if there's no listener, there's no purpose for music. So, and one thing I always say to everyone that um, we have among Jehovah's people the best audience that there is,
Ooh.
because the brothers appreciate what you do. Even if you may be still developing as an artist,
Mm-hmm.
the brothers will encourage you. They will really show appreciation, and they will give you some advice and
Mm-hmm.
some help.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the best audience by far.
What do you think makes them special? This is our chance to give that back to them.
Be, because because we all recognize that music is a gift from Jehovah, and they respect that gift, and they treat it like a gift. They don't
Right.
commercialize it. They don't
Right.
make it into like what the music business is today. I think that the brothers appreciate that.
Yeah. Would you say that music is life, or what is it?
Uh,
Where does
it's
it fit
it's
for you?
whew, it's I can't live without it. I'll tell you that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I can't. But I mean, there are some things more important than music, like as we know in terms of our spirituality. But it's
Absolutely.
up there. It's up there because
Yeah.
it's a gift that is used to praise Jehovah. So,
There you go.
uh, yeah,
There
yeah,
you go. I think at least in my case, I think when people think, "Oh, you got a guitar strap," no, I don't. This is a few hours, maybe 3 hours, 5 hours max a week with the guitar.
Right.
Because
Right.
we already paid. You and I have played thousands of hours. But to me,
Right.
music is not life. It's simply a way to express what you've gone through life, right?
Correct. Correct.
And so some musicians I've heard say, "Oh, God is speaking through me," but to me, to hear me play is to hear me pray. Would you say
Right.
that's
I
accurate?
like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. To hear me play is to hear me pray. Well, it's a way of. In some cases, you're actually, saying words to Jehovah. So in that sense, I think also too though. Funny thing about music is that people can talk. They will say things, and sometimes they would say things that are really, really heavy. But when it's put to music, it's always more memorable, and it's just more impactful when it's set to music.
I agree. Now, would you like to show us? Would you like to show us a track that maybe showcases a few of these things that you've mentioned?
Actually, that's. Let me. Since you mentioned that, there is a track that I wrote called "Gratitude,"
Wonderful.
and it's about being grateful for what Jehovah has done for me.
Well, I'm grateful that you're about to play this.
Yeah, just let me do one quick thing.
Okay. Guys, don't forget to
There we
dale
go.
like
All right.
y suscríbete in Spanish, and please like and subscribe to this channel so that you can see wonderful artists just as Anderson Blenman. Every other week, we're going to try to bring you somebody of this caliber.
All right. So this is gratitude. So let me just put my effects on my mic. Here we go.
Anderson Blenman on the Lounge of Sound.
Okay. Now why is that? You know how technology goes.
That's okay.
There we go again. All right, let's try that again. Give me 1 second.
In the meantime, I'll just remind you folks that the show is called Skin and Bones, and pretty soon we're going to
We can talk
hear
about that.
why the show is called Skin and Bones, music in its barest essence.
All right. So my sound is give me. All right. Let's try that again. Here we go. There we go.
There it is. Nice
Yeah,
and
not
punchy.
sure what happened there, but let's do it. What if I made a list of all that I'm thankful for? Yeah, there'd be so much it couldn't fit, and there'd always be something more. Yeah, night and day I pray and I thank you for giving me what's undeserved. I can say I found my way in the truth. That is why I put you first. You didn't have to favor me. I am weak and I am flawed. You drew me patiently, yeah. There's something in me you saw. Now I'm here with a share in this family, a loving worldwide brotherhood. Through my tears, you're always there to put up with me. It's all good. I'm thankful for your love. my dues for all you've done. You have my gratitude. You have my gratitude. My gratitude. For years I thought I was lost. I was going nowhere fast. You bought me at a great cost. Showed me life that would last. And when I fall, I can call and you forgive me. As long as in my heart I'm pure. From feeling small, I'm walking tall. In your mercy, you make me secure. I'm thankful for your love. In turn, I want to pay my dues for all you've done. You had my gratitude. You had my gratitude. Gratitude. There are other things I'd like to mention, but there are just too many to say. Like the ransom, your word, your spirit, and the way we are directed. That is why I thank you every day. I'm thankful for your love. In turn, I want to pay my dues for all you've done. You have my gratitude. You have my gratitude. You have my gratitude. You have my gratitude. My gratitude. You have my gratitude.
That's a song about gratitude by Anderson Blenman. Folks, how are you feeling out there? Let us know in the chat. How are you feeling? Are you feeling indebted, grateful, appreciative? Any other synonyms or antonyms for that matter? So what, was there a reason that you wrote that song? Or, other than gratitude?
Yeah, gratitude. Sometimes songs just come to you. So that was one that just, I guess you could say, just came to me. The idea of gratitude, and then it just started to develop. So there was no specific thing that happened. It was just a general feeling of gratitude.
That's wonderful. So what you said, you were writing poetry early on as a youngster. And early on when I had asked you, because I ask everybody that's going to come on the show, why do you sing or why do you play? And you said something really interesting in your answer. And what was that?
Oh,
It was what led us to the Skin and Bones. You wanted.
Okay. Now let me talk about that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I love to write.
You may want to take your reverb off just to. So
sorry.
hear you
My
a little
apologies.
better.
Yeah, there you go.
It's okay.
Right. So yeah, I love to write. But for me, my songs are, and I use the illustration of Adam. When Jehovah created Adam, he was just skin and bones until Jehovah breathed the breath of life into him. And he became more than just skin and bones. He became a living person with a personality and so on. So I see my songs like that. When I write, they're just skeletons, skin and bones. And then what I hope for is others to join and put their bit into it and make it more than just words on a page or notes on a instrument. And so what I've been trying to do is collaborate with a lot of different brothers and singers who because I mean I sing, but man, there's some brothers and sisters who are just really great at singing, and when they take the song, they make it more than what it was at the beginning. So that's where the skin and bones idea come, and that brings me a lot of satisfaction when I can write, and then others can take that song and then really make it live, make it come to life.
Right. That's interesting. Yeah, I feel strongly too that if we do cover a song, that we want to breathe new life into it, and so that's
Right.
where interpretation comes in. Because
Right.
we can always just put on a CD or a record or a cassette and hear the song just like it was meant to be, and on that
Right.
specific day, the person was feeling a certain way, and then on a
Right.
different day, they feel a different way, so they'll sing it a
Yeah.
different way, right?
Completely. Yes. Agreed.
Right. So with that said, we had an interesting question in the chat. This is Grenade Bowers Sr., I believe, that asked. Hang on a second. And he said, should song lyrics be considered poetry? And CJ Alabama, or C-Verse, he answered, can be. How do you feel about that?
Um, I suppose yes, can be, but songs are a little more than just poetry. When you start to, well, let me put it this way. If I took a poem and I put music to it, oftentimes I would have to change something. In fact, there's a song that I did that was actually a poem, and I changed it because the music dictates at certain points what should be said or what should, what should be said. Let me leave it as that. So it's a little more than poetry. It is poetry, yes, but once you add the element of music, it changes the dynamic a bit.
Right. Plus, poetry, I think, has its own phrasing. For example,
Yes.
once upon a time, it was on an iambic pentameter, da da da
Right.
da 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 da,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so there's the 8-bar, da 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 da
Yes.
da da da, da,
Yes.
right? Or
Yes.
C-Verse
Yes.
knows that sometimes you play in triplets or in two
Right.
or four, and so I think that the phrasing in the poetry sometimes can help and sometimes can make it difficult
yeah.
to put music to
Yeah.
it, right?
Right, and then don't forget, music has upbeats and downbeats, right?
Right.
So the downbeat is the strong beat, and sometimes some syllables just do not work well on the downbeat, and you got to change that word or just stretch it out, do something with it. So, like I said, once you add that beat to it, it just gives it a different
Right.
dynamic.
Well, let's take a simple word or a simple name, Abraham.
Right.
It
Correct.
changes
Correct.
everything.
Totally. Yeah. Correct.
So, but that's a great question. I mean,
Yeah.
it definitely makes us wonder about what we do and why we do that, right?
Yes.
Right. So
Yeah.
it was interesting when you were talking about Skin and Bones. My mind went something else, and I thought I'm gonna sing a song with just piano, a famous
Right.
pianist Armando Manzanero, and that song is a really basic lyrically, but the feeling conveyed was out there, and so when I heard Skin and Bones, it's funny how we each have our own interpretation. Mine was like exposing yourself, the transparency, with a
Right.
husband and a wife or a father or a son. But you're saying something completely different.
Yes. Yes.
So now it's going to be awkward when I sing this song. But I
You
mean,
sing yourself.
well, I
Yeah.
promised Susie that I was going to sing this song for her, but I'm learning. I've found this is what I want you to realize, that this is all a learning experience. When we're here on the chat, we all grow.
Oh yeah, for sure. I
And if we
appreciate
don't grow, then we gruesome.
that.
I'm
If we
just
don't grow some, we gruesome. Okay, all right.
if we don't grow some, we gruesome. Yeah, so that's what we want. Is we want there to be this mutual admiration society
Yes.
because we grow out of that
Yeah, yeah,
discomfort. Would you say that?
yeah. And with music, boy, there's a lot of discomfort in music, especially when you're playing and you're learning to play. you don't want to make mistakes. You don't want to, but you got to put yourself out there. You will never grow until you actually just put yourself out there and, you know, don't be afraid of those mistakes. I remember. Sorry. Let's tell you a quick story.
Yeah,
I remember
please.
some
This is
years
your
ago.
tangent.
Yeah. Some years ago, I was doing a concert, and I was singing, and I just could never remember the words of this song. And when I got on stage, boy, I said, I'm going to get it. When I went on stage, I blanked out completely. And the audience kind of helped me along. And then, but I realized then, I didn't die. So, you know, and from then on, I'm not saying I don't still I get nervous, but this being petrified of being on the stage and making a mistake, I don't have that as much now because of that experience. Of course, you still want to be good, right? But that actually taught me that it's not the end of the world if you make a mistake. So just push yourself,
Embrace it, or repeat it. Do it
or,
like they say in jazz. Do it 2-3 times, and now give it a beat.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. I was gonna say a kind of a story about that too, but never mind. What you said was wonderful. It's really true. I just heard somebody, an incredible bass player, said that he landed on the wrong note, and he said, "Can we repeat? Can we record that?" And the producer said, "No, you just made me sound like a genius. Let's leave it right there."
Yeah.
There you go. But found it's if you're just tuning in, we're speaking to Anderson Blenman, who is a wonderful. Now, stop me if I'm wrong. So you're a writer, composer. Songwriter, composer, producer, correct? Arranger.
Of sorts.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
of sorts.
Of
Okay.
sorts.
And a performer, and he's a singer and a pianist. Yeah. So we're seeing somebody that is taking risks at all times to be able to continue to learn. And hopefully, if you're just joining us, you've also liked and subscribed so that you can hear. We're giving you a peek behind the curtain, as they say, of the creative mind. We're just regular people having basic lives, simple lives, but we're trying to strike a balance with finding meaning. Right?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So this is the part where I embarrass myself. This was what I thought he meant with skin and bones, the transparency of when declares themselves and is sincere. But I think there may be a little truth to that. That's in sincerity, that there is a little skin and bones of, without all the production. Today's music is a lot of bombastic.
Oh yes.
Lacking in dynamics. Would you say that?
Yeah, today's music is like when you go to the hospital. You go to the hospital, everything is so sterilized and clean and
Right.
And that's not what music is. Music is about imperfection. I remember years ago when they were making drum machines and so on, they were saying the drum machines were too perfect because the drummer is never that perfect, and it just sounds too sterile. So music today is very sterile to me.
Right.
What I grew up listening to in jazz is very warm. It's relatable.
Spontaneous.
Yeah.
There's happy accidents. I met Bernard Purdy right. I want to say it was right before. Yeah, it was right before COVID. And he was already like close to 80, and he was telling us about one of the beats that he had. It's like the Purdy shuffle, and he was saying they said, why does that feel so good? And he said, because it's less than perfect.
Yes.
It lives and breathes. It pushes and pulls, and that's why I'm excited, because I hope that with Anderson Blenman, I found a collaborator, and I hope you are all collaborating at home. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're knocking on doors or writing letters or making phone calls to each other, that we're constantly the push and pull of life.
Yes. Yes. Like that.
So, go ahead.
No, I say I like that.
Oh,
And I'm
thank you.
waiting to hear the Skin and Bones. I'm waiting to
Oh
see
yeah,
you
okay.
expose yourself.
Yes, I'm gonna expose myself, but not in a bad way. I promise. There, no rules will be broken. No laws will be. Yeah. So when I come back, we will continue to talk to Anderson Blenman about his
Okay.
wonderful concept. I wouldn't say a theory, a concept about listening to music, the
Okay.
skin and bones of music. Right. We'll be
Okay.
right back.
Great.
Voy a apagar la luz para pensar en ti y así dejar volar a mi imaginación y allí donde todo lo puedo, donde no hay imposibles. ¿Qué importa vivir de ilusiones si así soy feliz? ¿Cómo te abrazaré? ¿Cuánto te besaré? Mis más ardientes anhelos en ti realizaré. Te morderé los labios, me llenaré de ti. Por eso voy a apagar la luz para pensar en ti. Llenaré de ti, por eso voy a apagar la luz para pensar en ti. Ay, para pensar en ti. Yep, see. We kind
That
of
was
exposed,
beautiful.
put our, we
That was
exposed
beautiful.
ourselves there.
That was beautiful. Lovely. Love that. Love that. Really nice. Really.
Well, I did not write the song, but since you're a wonderful piano player, I thought I would introduce you. Armando Manzanero was the composer,
Okay.
and he's long gone, but his music lives on.
Oh, it's lovely.
Beautiful piano melody, harmony. His phrasing is impeccable, and of course, I can't do it the justice that I'm sure that he meant for it, but it's
That was
definitely
beautiful.
one of
That
those
was really
songs that
well
is.
done.
Thank you, thank you.
Lot of emotion, and that's what I always like in a song when you have a lot of emotion, because that's what makes songs so great, when you can it can take you through a whole almost roller coaster of emotions, and that was lovely.
Thank you. Well, again, we're back with Anderson Blenman, and he was telling us this concept about music at its skin and bones, without all the production, without the sheen, the bombast, the all the compression, some
Yeah,
dynamics,
yeah.
emotion, all the color and joie de vivre, as the French said. Is
Mhm.
there something that we could learn from Barbados with its traditional music? Could you tell us a little about that?
Um, Not only just Barbados, I think the Caribbean.
Ah,
We are very rhythmical, so
mm,
all of our music is very, based around a rhythm. Um, Barbados does we do have an indigenous type of music. It's not very popular, but it's again it's close, similar to reggae, a little bit more the older type of
Hmm.
reggae.
Hmm.
But again, that rhythm. Um, and I think that's one of the things um, that makes the Caribbean excel. The way how we work with rhythms and play around with rhythms. So maybe that's the one thing I think we could learn from Barbados and this part of the world.
Now, is Barbados like other, I'm going to say Afro Caribbean and Latin countries, that it's based on the upbeat as opposed to the downbeat? The triplets?
Well, yes. So it depends. Like if you hear reggae,
Hmm.
reggae is an interesting, because it's not heavy on the downbeat, right? There's a
Right.
lot going on around it, and sometimes if you're listening, you
Cat,
might not even
cat,
know where,
cat,
yeah, you
cat.
might,
Right, where
correct,
the one is.
you might not even know where it
Tack,
is
tack.
because it's a lot of playing around, and right. So um, we have a music called spooge,
Ooh,
which
okay.
does it, yeah, it's called spooge. It is a
I'm going to have to
ta-ta,
Google that.
ta-ta, 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 ta-ta. It goes that it gives that kind of, it's not, again, it didn't grow as I wish it would, but it has that, again, a lot of upbeat, nothing heavy on that, not like the American boom chicka pop, boom chicka pop. It's not like that. It's ta-ta, 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 ta-ta. It's that kind of rhythm, right?
Hmm.
So you find that we play around with that, and I suppose when you confine yourself to that heavy downbeat, it kind of restricts the music a little bit. But when you play around with those upbeats and do all this percussion and so on,
Subdivisions.
yes, like I remember seeing a Latin jazz band, and I don't even think they had a drummer. They didn't have a drummer. They had a percussionist,
Percussionists. Yeah,
but they
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
have a drummer. And the bass player was providing a lot of that drive, and it was like,
Oh,
man, it was brilliant. And I
yeah.
was like, there's no drummer. How could you not have a drummer? But because of that percussive,
It's implied
all that,
implied rhythms.
correct, and and now when I heard that, I saw them, then I understood how all those dances, because those dances with those shuffling of the feet and
Hmm.
yeah, right. So uh, we do have that. It's all from Africa originally, apparently.
Right. Any of your songs have any of that percussiveness that you
Yes, I
wanted?
do. Actually, there is a song that I wrote. It's an instrumental, and it's using an instrument that is apparently the only percussive instrument that was created in the 20th century, which is the steel drum, or as we call it here in the Caribbean, the steel pan. And there is a sister who I play with in our band.
Hmm.
She is young, but she is a fantastic steel drum player. So I
Oh,
wrote a song called "Echoes of Summer," and you'll see that you'll see that very percussive element. So if I could play it if you want.
yeah. Could you?
Yeah. All right. Let me pull it up.
That's wonderful. Thanks.
"Echoes of
Thanks so
Summer."
much for
Yeah.
doing this, man. This is what a treat. Found it. What do you think of this? We're kind of getting a little Barbados flavor here. I didn't know
Yeah.
we're gonna get that.
Here we go.
Oh,
"Echoes of
exciting.
Summer."
was great. What was that? What track called again?
It's called Echoes of Summer.
Now, if the folks looked for you, where can they find you? Just remind us.
I right now I'm just on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just on YouTube at this point. We'll see where we develop from there. But I have that on YouTube. It was just a audio. It's not a video. But we hope one day to do a video of that song, shooting at different scenes in Barbados.
That's great.
Yeah, yeah.
That's great. That was a lot of fun to hear. I mean, it's not every day that we hear the steel drums, right?
Yes.
That's
and
really
by the
nice.
way, Tammy is reminding me that I'm on, some of my songs are on songsforfriends.com, which is Charlie
Songsforfriends.com.
Walker's. Yeah, yeah.
Right. Songs for Friends. Okay. Very nice and smooth. Yeah, I think you can find. I'm not sure, but I think most of the Kingdom Singers are going to be
Yes,
on there.
yes.
Just
You're there
reach out
too.
to. What's
You're
that?
there too. You're
Am
on
I?
there too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I totally forgot. Okay, so yeah, so Anderson is on there and he writes. He writes prolifically. So you guys are going to be able to get to hear him. And not only that, but we just had a show, and I believe January 20th. No, wait. Do you
You
remember
talking
the
about
date?
the Kingdom,
Kingdom
Singers?
Singers. Yeah,
The next one?
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's January 20th or 21st, somewhere.
Something
Whatever the
like
Sunday is.
Right, January 19th. I think.
Yeah, okay. The
January 19th, yes. Kingdom Singers, Pam Walker said to say hi to you, and a shout out to Charlie and Pam. January 19th. Thank you, Shirley. Shirley's our moderator on the,
Okay.
and she's on the Lounge of Sound chat. And if any questions that you guys need to follow up, you can, shoot them out her way, because sometimes we have our hands busy. Thank you so much, big sis Shirley Ann Johnson. Hello to Rialto. And hello to Lori and Jason Wilson. Jason, I hope you feel better, buddy. Your drumming hand got hurt. And shouts out to, we're going to have a few people back on the show. Some of the friends that have been on the show. Shouts out to Tammy Watlington, who's also one of the Kingdom Singers. Patrick Fluig, he's been on the show here, on the show Seaverse. I believe he's got a new album and single coming out soon. So guys, keep coming, visiting on the Lounge of Sound, and just make sure that you like and subscribe so that you can hear a wonderful artist as Anderson. And I'm going to try to put all the information. This all will be for perpetuity. So I'm going to try to put Anderson's information all below us in the detailed information. His YouTube channel, I believe, is on there, and his information if you want to contact him for collaborations and or events that you may have.
Yep.
Any reminders? Do you have any events or anything?
Yes.
Projects?
The only the project is the B side, which
right.
is the B side, which is I don't know if you want me to talk about it now,
Yes.
or you want to play something. You want me to talk about that now?
If you want, go ahead and talk about it, and then I'll play a little something just to satiate the Foundits, because they love music. So I'm gonna play a little.
All right, yeah, because we don't want to keep them. We want to get the music, keep the music
Yeah.
going. So the B side is a show I do once a month at this point. There's another one coming up on the 24th of November, which is like 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks from now.
Nice.
And the idea behind it is like a radio show, and all of the songs on the show are written and performed by brothers and sisters. No covers, no remakes, no samples, all original, and there's a lot of it out there. I was surprised to see how much there is. And the whole idea is get these songs to become known, because sometimes you would hear these great songs that the friends would have maybe on Charlie's show or somewhere else, and you never hear them ever again. So just like how the secular songs were made popular by radio, the whole concept is like it's a radio show with a DJ, announcer really, and he talks about the songs and he play the songs. It's a 3-hour show. You can, if you go on my website, my YouTube site in Jab Music, you'll see the links for it.
There you go. I also liked and subscribed, and I'm going to try to be there, because I really should be, because you guys have a little surprise coming. One of our regulars here on this show who's so busy that she hasn't been able to come back on the show, but Siobhan is going to be one of the featured guests.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shouts out. Shouts out to my little sis.
And Los Castros is featured on that song. So hey, look out for it. That's going to be in the next show. Yeah. Oh, someone's asking the dates. It's November 24th. It starts at 7 p.m. Eastern for 3 hours.
There you go. 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay. So because in Barbados, you're 4 hours ahead of me.
Right.
So, folks.
So it's going to be 8 p.m. for me. We don't do daylight saving time.
Oh, you don't? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no. We didn't get the memo over here in Oregon. I was hoping we did.
Yeah.
like my friend Kachisi goes, stomp in the foot. I wish we were smart.
Little temper tantrum there, huh? Okay.
Little temper tantrum. Yeah. Oh well, we do what we can, and we're grateful that that you all have joined us. I know it's getting late for our good friend Anderson, our new good friend found it, and we're going to keep in contact, Anderson and I have a feeling.
For sure.
I have a feeling this is the beginnings of something great. I have a feeling we're just going to.
I have that same feeling as well.
Yes. Yes. All right. I'm getting excited. We haven't even jammed yet. We're just waiting.
No, not yet, but that's coming. That's coming for sure.
You're gonna have to show me. You were Kevin. I was talking to our good friend. Shouts out to Kevin Ritter. Yeah, Kevin Ritter, and he was telling me, Los, you got to get with Jam Kazam and ask Anderson about that. Yeah. So he said that you would be able to tell me how we could jam.
Yeah, there's
online.
Jam Kazam, and then there's also Jamulus. Those are two systems that we use. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about that for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
I got stuff to learn, stuff to catch up with.
Yeah.
Oh well.
We get there.
Oh well. We'll get there. In the meantime,
I'm gonna
play a little Latin groove, and please stick with us. We still got a lot more music to come back to. My good friend Anderson Blenman. I'm already clapping, and I haven't even heard his next song, but I know it's gonna be good. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that track kept going. That track kept going and going. I was like, hey, I thought I had a shorter version of that.
Oh, that was great though.
After like 6 minutes, I was
Love
like, okay,
that.
that's Sebastian Zunino, Sebastian Tien, the ending, Sebastian Zunino. If you guys want to check out over at Bandcamp, you guys check out the backing track. A lot of times the folks ask me, where do you get these tracks? And if it's the first time that you're hearing it, it's usually because it's the first time that I'm hearing it. So, but it's a good practice tool. So there you go.
Yeah.
We can all do that. So these days, what if you get on your piano, what's usually the first thing that you play? Where do your hands go?
That's the thing. I'm always trying to write, so I'm always trying to, play some new chord or progression that will trigger something in my mind to write a new song.
Oh.
I mean, I might go back to one of my old songs, just to keep the fingers. But usually, if I'm going on my keyboard, I'm trying to write something. Doesn't
Right.
always work, but I'm always trying to write.
That's funny. So is there a certain kind of sound that really sparks your creativity? Is it a chord? It's a newfound chord or a progression?
Not really, not really. Usually it's what I hear from others. It usually triggers something in my mind. It could be like you just played some stuff there that you gave me some ideas. So
really?
I might be coming to you with a song soon. But
That's
yeah,
wonderful.
no, it's usually when I hear something from someone else, it triggers something in my mind. Just opens up a door, if you will. Or it could even be a conversation I had with someone. Someone may say
That's
something and I go like, "Wow, that's a nice thought,"
Mm-hmm.
and then I would go from there.
I like that. So do your songs usually start with a melody, or like you said, maybe a thought?
Yeah, it varies. It varies. Actually, sometimes it could be a bass line. Sometimes it could be a beat. It could be
Ooh.
a word. It varies.
So if I was like that, go. So if I go something like,
No,
oh yeah, I don't know why I can't hear my guitar now. All of a sudden. Anyway,
I can hear it, but in the mic. But yeah, but
Yeah,
not
yeah,
yeah.
something like. Something like that, it can spark just something.
Yeah.
Or,
Actually, many of the songs that I wrote was while we were at practice with the band. Somebody would just play a riff, and I go, "Hey, wow, play that again," and then that would start the process.
Interesting. Yeah, that's really interesting. How different things trigger creativity. That always makes me marvel.
Yeah,
Incredible.
yeah. So with that in mind, I'd like to do a song.
Yes, I was going to ask that if you have a couple of songs. Actually, if you want to play a couple of songs back to back,
I can do 2 songs back to back. I can do.
Nice.
The first one is one called "To Be in Paradise," and then after that, I'd like to just give a little bit of
A backstory.
introduction to a backstory to the second song, right? So let me just pull up "To Be in Paradise." Again, this is one of these songs that our hope, our faith. Let's pull it up. And this is typical me. To Be in
Typical
Paradise.
Anderson.
Typical,
Blenman.
yep. course is laid and it is set. Yeah, I'm prepared to run the race forever, and I will try to never let anything cause my faith to waver. And I know there will be days that I won't get it right. All I can do is try to cleanse my sinful ways and not give up the fight until I take my last breath, because I can see a time when we will all be free. I'm determined in my heart to be in paradise. Come what may, no matter what the world will say, I'm determined in my heart to be in paradise. And all my brothers will be there, yeah. I don't want to miss the chance to be with them. Eternal pleasures we will share should not be traded for a few moments of sin. And a heart divided, it will never stand. It'll fall for anything. So I decided to do what loyalty demands, even if it means my life, 'cause I can see a time when we will all be free. I'm determined in my heart to be in paradise. Come what may, no matter what the world will say, I'm determined in my heart to be in paradise. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. To truly contemplate it, it's impossible it seems. Eyes nor ears can conceive what's in store, and it will be beyond our wildest dreams. I can see a time when we will all be free. I'm determined in my heart to be in paradise. Come what may, no matter what the world will say, I'm determined in my heart to be in paradise. I can see a time when we all will be free. I'm determined in my heart to be in paradise. Come what may, no matter what the world determined in my heart to be in paradise. So you want to keep going? Okay, so that was To Be in Paradise. The next song is one called Stay Strong. Yeah, thanks. It's called Stay Strong, and this is one of those songs. A sister that I was working with out of England, she said, I want a song that has a certain style, and it triggered this style in my head. And the good thing about this song is it was the first song that I really got to collaborate with other brothers. So you'll hear piano. It's by a brother, Curtis Phillip, in Wimbledon, England. He's playing on this. I met him for the first time in August when I went to England. We did this totally online. And the bass line is by a brother called Claudio Alessio from Portugal. So again, it was totally an online collaboration. Yeah,
All-star cast.
That was a dream for me, and that's really what I hope when I talk about Skin and Bones and getting others to work on my songs. So this is Stay Strong. Let me just pull it up. All right, here we go. Road is cramped and narrow, found by just a few. The course that many follow has only death in view. The race is not for sprinting, the only way that we'll get through is by exercising patience and endurance too. And in time, the finish line will appear. Don't give in, you can win. The end is near. Stay strong and look ahead. It won't be long, don't be misled. Keep your eyes to the sky, let temptation pass you by, and then soon you'll see the promises unfolding. Stay strong and never die. Opposers try to slow us down and cause us to delay. They try to scare us into thinking quitting is okay. But we will not be vanquished. There may be billions in our way, but 1 plus Jehovah is an advantage any day. Don't you fear, it is clear who is with us. In the end, it will depend on whom you trust. Stay strong and look ahead. It won't be long, don't be misled. Keep your eyes to the sky, let temptation pass you by, and then soon you'll see the promises unfolding. Stay strong and never die. If you're feeling weary, listen to the sound of all our brothers cheering on. We are running to the same destination. We help each other to stay strong. Imagine our future and all it has in store. Frame it as a picture, a promise that is sure, that can give incentive to want it even more, and put forth the effort to go through the narrow door. It's assured a reward is awaiting. In a world so beautiful and breathtaking, stay strong and look ahead. It won't be long, don't be misled. Keep your eyes to the sky, let temptation pass you by, and then soon you'll see the promises unfolding. Stay strong and never die. You've got to stay strong. You know it won't be long. The end is very near. So don't you ever fear. You've got to stay strong. You've got to stay strong.
Oh, that was a strong track, all right. Man, too bad. Where's your piano?
Yeah. Next time.
Yeah. Hey, you got another song? You want to close out the show? We just got to remind everybody that Anderson Blenman has a show called B-Sides. You guys are going to be watching his show. I'm going to be watching his show. He's going to have Siobhan on, and he's going to be on the next Kingdom Singers. That's in January 19th. Anything else I need to remind them?
The B-side is November 24th, 7 p.m.
24th, 7 p.m.
Yes, 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Right.
Eastern. Don't forget that, guys.
Yes,
so
7
go
p.m.
and like
Eastern.
and subscribe to his show. In fact, here we go. And I just want to let you know that you rock, and that's an order. We loved having Anderson Blenman here from Barbados, but from all of us, even though it's a small but mighty group, we enjoyed having you here, and we're going to enjoy having you back anytime you want to come.
Okay.
Open
Appreciate
house.
it. Thank you. Thank you.
Any last words of wisdom, encouragement, or anything before you sign us off with your last song?
Yeah, just music is a gift from Jehovah. I like to say this: don't let the world hijack music, because that's what happens. Sometimes some brothers are, they shy away because music has a bit of a stigma attached to it, but it's the world that's kind of hijacked it and made it what it is today. But it's a gift from Jehovah. Let's use it. Let's use it to give praise and honor to Him. Let's use it wisely, and just continue to support, what the brothers are doing in terms of music.
I'm gonna take that word of advice myself, personal. Thank you so much for those kind words. You wanna close out the show, and
Yes.
guys, we'll see you back here in a couple of weeks. But so you get 2 thumbs up and a round of applause from Anderson and me. And thanks
Thank you
for
very
joining
much.
us on the Lounge of Sound. What's our last song that you're gonna play for us?
The last song is called "My Best Friend." Again, I write a lot of songs about how I feel about the truth and so on.
Mm-hmm.
This one is in collaboration with 2 other brothers that I work with. One is Kevin, the other one is Sherrod. Some know him as Confloma.
Is this one of the songs that you perform as X?
ASK?
Ask?
ASK, yes.
ASK.
ASK. Right. I wrote the song.
I gave a
about
little
me, but-
Detroit X.
Yeah.
X you song?
Yeah.
Ask.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So we ASK. So yeah, we collaborated on this. I wrote it, but then they put again like I wrote the skeleton, and they put the skin and bones and gave it life. So it's called My Best Friend, and here goes.
Anderson Blenman here on the Lounge of Sound. Thanks.
Lonely. Sometimes I get so lonely, but then I look up to the heavens, and I know I'm not alone. You said I would not be forsaken, so I'm never on my own. Yeah, forever. You said that I can live forever in peace and undisturbed security, with my brothers all around. A paradise surpassing our dreams, a life of love deep and profound. My best friend, your love is constant through my thick and thin. I'll defend your name and reputation to the end, because you're my best friend. My best friend. My best friend. My best friend. Mercy. You show me so much mercy, because you know that I am dust, and so many times I fall. In you I put my trust, and I will give to you my all. True love, this can only be a true love, the way you're ready to forgive and restore my faith again. It's because you want me to live on a new earth free from pain. My best friend, your love is constant through my thick and thin. I'll defend your name and reputation to the end, because you're my best friend. My best friend. My best friend. My best friend. Though others may abandon me, your love is always true. Jehovah, you have made me see I must always be a friend to you. Your love is constant through my thick and thin. I'll defend your name and reputation to the end, because you're my best friend. 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 My best friend.
The show's over. Oh,
Oh man, this was fun.
this was fun.
This was a lot of fun.
See you guys in 2 weeks. 2 thumbs up and a round of applause for You Found It.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for
man.
coming back, bro.
Thanks, Los.
Come back. We
Thanks,
love you.
Los. Yeah, we definitely. Hey, we're gonna work together for sure.
Yeah, we
for
are.
sure.
Yes, we are.
Yes,
You
yes.
guys heard it here. He committed. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just
No, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, man.
awesome. Yeah. Let's get together. We'll call each other.
Yeah,
we'll have
let's get
lunch.
together.
All that stuff. See you guys in 2 weeks.
Okay.